Were seabirds, but about 40 years ago an extra hard winter drove them up the River Thames in search of their food, which is mainly fish. That year they found that London was so full of tempting food that now every winter they come back. You can see all kinds of seabirds in the London parks. The commonest is the Black Headed Gull, the London gull. In winter, as you see, they have white heads, but later develop a dark cap. In the first cold days of spring, some instinct tells the gulls to leave London and travel north. North. Hundreds of miles away there are moors and lakes in the north of England and in Scotland. Here the London gulls come to make their nests and rear their families. In this goes an Ayrshire. Watch them in slow motion, settling and rising and cruising round. The black-headed gulls love to live like this in crowds, all gossiping and quarrelling together. Any sudden alarm sets them all off in flight. Nature has provided the eggs with protective colouring, and the gulls leave them unguarded. This is a polecat's chance to have a good meal of eggs. There is another disturbance for the gulls. The egg gatherer visits the moor. The eggs in this pail will figure on fashionable menus, and they'll fetch a very high price. Still more humans to upset the gulls. Actually, it's the cameraman going into his hide. The gulls can count up to 2. They've seen 2 men go in, and they wait to see 2 come out. Plenty of gossip and noise is what the gulls prefer. The only time a gull enjoys real privacy is when it's in the eggshell. Here is a very large view of the inside of the egg, photographed by putting cellophane in place of part of the shell, so that you can see the chick developing. First you see the heart beating. A few days later, an eye wink. Here it is after a few more days. And at last, after 3 weeks, the shell breaks and the young gull struggles out. You can see the sharp tip of its beak for opening the shell. The marking on the down of the baby gulls makes it hard for them to be discovered in heather and dead grass. Soon the young gulls leave the nest, and after about 2 weeks have grown their feathers. Before long they learn to fly and join the whirling crowds in the air. The young birds in their first 3 years have a mottled brown and white plumage. As summer dies, instinct urges the gulls from inland back to the sea. Slow motion shows how flight depends on the downstrokes of the wings, which force air under the bird and so hold it up and push it along. It's the tips of the wings that control the direction and angle of flight. Still the urge to fly south. And now they're back at the mouth of the Thames. In winter, food's hard to come by, so the gulls press inland. They follow the plough to gather insects from the newly turned earth. There are titbits to be picked up on rubbish dumps. London again, with its old buildings, its traffic, and its busy river. One Londoner who isn't so pleased to see the return of the gulls is the poor old London pigeon. All through the winter, the gulls take their part in the ever-changing pageant that is London.